Hello and welcome to Magic Hour. I am your host, Paul Chappell, and I hope you enjoyed your holiday weekend. Fireworks blowing up everywhere, people eating barbecue, hopefully while social distancing. I hope you had a great time and I hope you did it responsibly. Me, on the other hand, I pretty much stayed inside and had a chance to watch Hamilton. That's right, it's on Disney Plus. Disney paid $75 million for the rights to it. And boy, was it worth every penny. It was originally supposed to premiere on Disney Plus in October of next year. So it just shows you what, again, the coronavirus has subjected us to deluge of stuff on streaming services that we otherwise would have had to wait for, and other things that moved back. So I guess it all balances out in the end. But I really enjoyed this production. If you're not familiar with Hamilton, if you were under a rock for the last 5 years, it debuted in 2015. It's based on the biography of Alexander Hamilton by Ron Chernoff. It is written and produced by Lin-Manuel Miranda, who is a Puerto Rican actor. He needs no introduction, really. You've probably seen him. I saw him first on House MD, playing a character that was in the insane asylum with House. But what's so great about this musical? Well, for one thing, it has more Tony nominations than any other musical in history. It got 16 nominations. It won 11, including Best Musical. It also received the 2016 Pulitzer Prize for Drama. So this musical is no slouch. If you haven't already seen it, I'm going ahead and tell you right now, go out and see it right now. Turn off this video, go watch it, come back to me, and let's talk. So what's great about it? Well, for one thing, it gives a great history lesson about one of our founding fathers. Actually, more than one of our founding fathers. It also features Thomas Jefferson and George Washington and John Lawrence and James Madison and a bunch of other white males. The cool thing is, though, all these great founding fathers are portrayed by people of color. That's right. Either black or Latino actors. So that's one of the unique things about it. And most of the musical numbers have a hip hop flair or R&B flair. There's heavy influences from those genres of music. So, you know, there's even a scene where Alexander Hamilton is kind of doing a rap battle with another gentleman. I think it's Thomas Jefferson. It's really creative in that way. I thought it was a great way for people who may not be interested in history actually devouring their history in a, entertaining fashion. It's one of those things we need more in our schools, I felt. Because the way it's presented was just, it was just beautifully made in every way. But yes, that's one of the standout things about this musical. Like I said, go ahead and see it. You'll be happy that you did. So what did I learn? Well, I knew a little bit about Alexander Hamilton, but it actually inspired me to do a little bit more research. But the musical does touch it on a lot of this. He was our first Secretary of the Treasury, and he pretty much established our financial system. And he was responsible for the Federalist Papers, which advocated for a strong central government, and he promoted our Constitution. He helped pretty much to get the Constitution ratified through his writings. He wrote 51 of the installments of the Federalist Papers. So he's also the founder of the Federalist Party and the United States Coast Guard and the New York Post. So he was a multifaceted guy. He also, strangely enough, had one of the first sex scandals as a politician. He slept with a woman that was not his wife. So there's also that. But he was a great man. He's on our $10 bill, I understand. And he's just a great founding father. Now, what didn't I like about the musical? Well, there wasn't anything per se I didn't like about the musical, but I felt like, and it's strange for me to say this, but it felt like it was a whitewashing of who some of these people actually were, because as we probably all know, George Washington was a slave owner. Thomas Jefferson was a slave owner who actually was sleeping with one of his slaves. And Alexander Hamilton, now, his connection to slavery is a little bit more murky. We know that he did not particularly like slavery, but he did marry into one of the biggest slave owning families in New York when it was still illegal up in the North. He married a woman named Elizabeth Schuler, and her father was, like I said, he was a big slave owning guy back then. So I felt like I was kind of uncomfortable with making these founding fathers being kind of whitewashed as these great men. They were great men, but I just felt like some of the nastier elements of their legacy was kind of glossed over in the portrayals. But like I said, that's nothing to do with the portrayals by the actors. Many of these actors in this original Broadway production have gone on to greater things. Most memorably probably would be Daveed Diggs and Jonathan Groff. Jonathan Groff, you may or may not know, he's the voice of Kristoff in the Frozen movies. He's also had great acclaim on the HBO show Mindhunter, and he's been in a bunch of stuff since then. Daveed Diggs has graduated to a few things. He's most recently he's been in the Snowpiercer television series, and he's going to voice Sebastian in the Little Mermaid live action remake. So everybody has went on the greater thing, especially Lin-Manuel Miranda. Of course, he did Mary Poppins Returns. He composed some music for Moana. So a lot of these, strange enough, have these guys, these actors have connections to Disney. But yes, a great show. There was some musical numbers that almost had me on the verge of tears because they just go for your heartstrings. One of the historical facts about Alexander Hamilton is that he died in a duel with Aaron Burr, who was one of his political rivals. But he was a phenomenal guy. He was an immigrant from the Caribbean. So I think for a large part, that's what attracted Lin-Manuel Miranda to this project, because he's the son of immigrants, or he's Puerto Rican. I'm not sure whether it was his parents or grandparents or whatever who came from Puerto Rico, but there's definitely a connection there and an appreciation there. There's also some asides that they put in the musical referencing the fact that many of these men were immigrants and that immigrants get things done. So I liked it. It's something that's very family friendly, although I have to say they do drop a few curse words, usually the S word, and they might say a hell or a damn here and there. But it doesn't get any more extreme than that. So if your kids can handle the S word, then I think they'll be fine at watching it, and they'll learn something in the process. So please watch this now. It's one of the few things I found on Disney Plus that I really, really couldn't wait to watch. So that's about all I got. That is Hamilton in about 10 minutes. Go watch it, and you'll be glad that you did. So, and that's it. I'd like to thank my subscribers and everybody that stuck with me through in these hard times. And I'd like to encourage you, if you're just watching this for the first time, go ahead, hit that subscribe button. And if you're already a subscriber, hit the bell so you know when another one of my video drops. And until next time, I will see you when I see you. Thanks for watching.